You've been there. You snap with confidence and somehow the locations flip against you. What? Your best draw never shows and your opponent pulls the perfect counter on curve. And that's when the thought creeps in. Is the game rigged? Now, let me be clear. You're not crazy for thinking that. At some point, every Marvel Snap player is going to question matchmaking, bots, hidden systems, or anything else that could be stacked against them. So today we're going to break it down. We're going to look at the truth, we're going to look at the myths, how it actually works, and what knowledge about all of this can you use to climb smarter. No conspiracies, no chaos, just clarity. And as always, if you like these types of deep dives, hit that subscribe button down below. Maybe even the like one too, if you like. When you lose 3 games in a row to the perfect counter draws, I know it feels impossible to think that that's random. That emotion mixed with frustration and disbelief, it's what fuels conspiracy. We are hardwired as humans to find patterns. That's just how our brains operate. But sometimes Marvel Snap creates those patterns of just simple probability being probability. So the truth is, it's not rigged, it's reactive. Matchmaking in Snap is designed to create competitive variance. Competitive variance is those small little swings that help to keep matches close. That means sometimes you're going to see win streaks. That means sometimes you're going to see losing streaks, cold streaks, if you will. It's not manipulation, it's just math. With that understanding, you can learn how to master it rather than blame it. Marvel Snap doesn't pair players by visible rank alone. It uses hidden matchmaking ratings, a behind-the-scenes performance rating system. You may have heard this before, being called MMR. That rating system is what tracks your cube gains and losses, not just your wins. So if you're consistently winning 4 cube games over and over and over, your hidden MMR rating is going to rise much faster than someone who's trading 1 cube retreats back and forth regularly with the same deck over and over again. So when you go to your next match, the system's going to look for someone, well, pretty close to your hidden MMR, and someone with similar cube behavior, more importantly. But if the system can't find a match, very often that's when you're going to see a bot. This happens a lot outside of peak hours. So remember that bots are not punishments or rewards necessarily. They are pressure release valves. They're often there to help the queue times just be shorter and protect the player base from sitting there waiting forever for a match. So it's not about rigging the results, it's more about maintaining the momentum in matchmaking. So let's talk about bots. Bots in Marvel Snap are AI-controlled opponents used when the matchmaking algorithm can't find a fair human fast enough. They have human-like decks that are built from existing card pools, but there are a few giveaways within their performance. Like if they're playing cards slightly out of sequence, that's a trigger. Also look to see if they have a tag for a alliance. If they don't, that might be a trigger. Also, their snap behavior and their lack of emoting is most likely your best giveaway also, as, hey, this is probably a bot. But here's the kicker with the bot system. The better you get, the smarter the bots also get. Higher rank bots very often simulate smarter human behavior. You might even see a bluff snap. It might mimic some meta decks or synergies. They're not there to rig the climb. They're trying to create the scaffolding of it by giving you a more real experience. Without them, the whole queue system would just straight up break down and the ranked system would also collapse. So let's address some of the big ones. The rigging conspiracies that just never go away. The game gives you bad draws when you're on a win streak. Bah! False. There is no deck manipulation code. Your card draws are server-seeded RNG. However, your memory bias is going to remember all of those bad moments and amplify the losses and emotionally hit you harder. The game pairs you against all the perfect counters. It's partially true, but just not on purpose. Remember, we talked about that MMR is going to put you near players who are performing like you. So if your deck has been overperforming, chances are you're going to now be put up against a higher MMR player. which naturally is more likely to include stronger counter archetypes or counter cards. The locations are rigged to ruin your deck. Again, false. Locations are completely random per match instance. But because it might favor a specific archetype or something that hurt you and your deck, we as humans are more likely to remember the punishing ones way more vividly. Bots are programmed to make you lose your cubes. Completely false again. Bots do not track your win streaks. They operate on predictable play logic, and you can actually exploit them once you learn their tells. Decks are shadow MMR'd. What this is really saying when people talk about this is that a certain deck archetype is basically low win rate or high risk, and they're going to adjust the matchups accordingly. And let me be really clear on this one. There is zero data to support that. And it's not worth Second Dinner making systems to even do that. Both community testing and statements from Second Dinner confirm there is no deck weighting system. When you remove these suspicions, you can focus on your actual gameplay and decision making. So once you stop thinking that the game is out to get me, all of a sudden your focus starts to shift. That's when you start noticing different tempo, different patterns, different timings, and these are all things that you can put within your control. The consistency in matchmaking becomes more of a tool for your mental management. If you're used to seeing bots appear after a very quick queue, well, then you can start treating them kind of like practice reps and game the system differently. If you know that higher MMR win streaks are going to bring tougher decks, now you can mentally prepare for the counterplay you're going to need. That shift in mindset is the difference between tilt and training, because you can't change the matchmaking formula, but you can change and control how it affects you. By checking your emotions over checking against the evidence, all of a sudden, you're able to reassess your gameplay and the gameplay of your opponents, whether they're bots or not, very differently. If you've recorded it, for example, go back and watch the last couple of games and look and see, was it variance or was it just impatience when things went awry? Document, review, reflect. This is how you can stop blaming RNG when it might be within your control. Because remember, progress isn't about proving that the system is wrong. It's about learning how to master it. I'm going to quote Lauren Whatevs on this one because it's a great reference to this. The economy might limit what you buy, but your mindset limits what you learn. Every bad draw is going to test your patience. Every time you get a counter deck played against you, it's a chance to learn how to adapt. And every bot that you end up identifying and facing lets you practice your precision. So remember that Marvel Snap is not rigged against you. It's built to challenge you. And the moment that you accept that, you're gonna stop battling the ghosts of your past plays and start working on mastering the fundamentals of making your gameplay more consistent. So let's have further conversation in the comments below about bots, things that you've noticed. Let's build each other up on how to identify moments where we can practice that precision, because the more that we understand it, the more that we can control it. I hope this helped. I hope this brought a little insight. And if it did, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And as always, see you next time.